Do you have minor children and you worry about what would happen to them if you become unable to care for them or if you die? But you don't have the time, the money, maybe not even the interest to sit down with an estate planning attorney to talk about it, to have something in writing, to make a plan. So in the meantime, if you are in one of these situations, let's talk about a few things to have in mind, a few things you can do now until you're ready to come see us. Number one, ideally you have something in writing so the person you have in mind can show the judge, can show the family, can show whomever is trying to fight them that they are the chosen ones. But if you don't, at least start talking to them. So for example, if you are married, or even if you're not married, you may have, your child anyway has family on both sides, right? On your side and their other parent side. And if something were to happen to you or to both of you, to both parents, what would happen to those children? The chances are that both sides of the family will fight over who gets to be in charge of them, who gets guardianship over your kids, whether because they want to or because they're trying to control the kids or because they feel like they have to even though they don't want to. So talk to your prospective guardian, your sister, your cousin, your friend, whomever you think would be best for your kids, and say, hey, I was thinking about this. What do you think if something happens to me? Would you step up and apply for guardianship? Would you take care of my kids? And once you have something in mind and you talk to them and they agree, then tell the rest of the family. Even without having something in writing, it may make a difference. Hey mom, hey grandpa, hey dad, we thought about it, and I know it's out of the blue, but if something were to happen to us, we would really like this person to take care of our kids. And ideally you have an alternate. But my sister, if she cannot do it or doesn't want to do it at that time, let's do my spouse's brother because they have kids, whatever your reasoning may be. Again, ideally have something in writing, but if you don't, at least talk. Talk. I'm a big fan of talking. While you have an estate plan, before you have an estate plan, after you have an estate plan. Sometimes just talking makes a big difference and people don't fight and people just accept your wishes. Sometimes they don't, and that's when ideally you have something in writing. Very quickly, number two, make sure the people you have in mind, or make sure your family knows what kind of assets you have. That's one of the hardest things to find. If someone becomes incapacitated or when they die, where do they bank? Do they have a life insurance? Do they have a short-term disability? Do they have retirement? Who are the beneficiaries? If you have adult kids, they may or may not know. It might be easier for them to find that out. But if you have minor children, they have no idea about any of that. So just make sure you come up with a safe plan where someone who you trust will have access to this information so they can use those assets for your care and your children's care. Number three, ideally, until you get something in writing, until you make it official, also write some things down. Have a list of instructions, if you will, or information on what's important for you in regard to your kids. How do you want them to be raised? If you have a religious preference, or if you have an activity or a hobby or a school, educational goals for them, just make sure you write some things down. While they may not be legal documents, at least your kids, or at least the people who would care for them, hopefully will find them and take your wishes into consideration, or have them guide them through life with a little bit of information that you have for them. I know this is not a fun topic, but it has to be addressed. Do the best that you can for now until you're ready to sit down and make it official. But for now, do the talking, do some planning, do some thinking, write some things down, make it easier on yourself and on your loved ones to be a little better prepared if something were to happen to you. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, maybe even attend one of our in-person educational events here in Norman. We have them twice a month. Visit our website for more information.